I don't like. I think this draft from Afrika in a vacuum, it's fine, but with the form that Afrika is in, I really wanted to see more aggression. And I love that Nongshim were kind of like, we're going to wait it out, right? We're going to save the counter pick.
Yeah.
The fact that Rich still ends up on Aatrox.
Some things never change.
It is Nongshim after all.
Yeah. Rich is going to play Aatrox, even if it was, you know, a whole assortment of different matchups in that top lane. So he does hop onto that map. So his first game we're going to see here in the LCK will be on the Galio. So a pretty interesting pick. I feel like, you know, all eyes are going to be on him to kind of not mess up and help out with Bang in the bottom side, especially against Duckdom and Kellen. And, yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. You know, I kind of agree. I do like Afrika's comp, but in terms of the teams and their current form, Nongshim definitely look like the favorites here. But we'll have to see how it does go as we hop onto the Rift.
At least I'm happy to see some empowerment for the Olaf, right? We're not leaving Dread on his own. He has a Seraphine to back him up, who can throw an ult through him, who can heal him, right? Who can support him a little bit, because we've seen so many Olafs, and I think Strybreaker Olaf, while the pick obviously not as strong as he was when Gordrinko and Starix were absolutely busted, has still provided us with a lot of value. We'll still be able to, or should at least, win the early game against Peanut here. So that is something where as a Afrika you can still kind of look for. Buddy?
So this is
a little scared there.
This is not what you do in your first LCK game.
Or is it? You strike fear in their hearts.
Yeah.
Aldez.
I mean,
just right from the get-go.
Really showing him who's boss. It's like a show of dominance, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to face check here, and there's nothing you can do.
You know, every time now that Mapshi walks up, they were like, normally this means there's a jungler here, but now we don't know. Like, this kid obviously is not afraid of us.
I think this is the perfect time to point out what Mapshi actually means. In Korean, it means edgy or stylish in Korean. So maybe he's trying to be that edgy support that they needed, you know, trying to give them a little bit of, you know, pizzazz down in the bottom lane.
There's plenty of edgy AD carries. I think Aphelios immediately comes to mind. But there's not that many edgy supports. I guess Pyke is kind of edgy. Maybe Brand? I don't think...
Brand is definitely edgy.
Yeah.
So this is what Mapshi has to say, by the way. Born in 2001, so definitely a young player here. About 20 years old. Actually had his birthday recently. That was actually like 4 days ago or something. Yeah. 5 days ago. So he says, I want to perform like a veteran player, as he is going in for the trade here. And we'll see if he can do that. If he can actually have that kind of a performance here tonight. Because that one is going to fall short. And now he's getting flashed on here as the flash comes in, and he will be exploded for first blood. And, well, certainly there was an edge that was shown by Nongshim's bottom lane here. That's all I'll say.
That's not what you're looking for, Valdez.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great. I understand the idea about what Mapshi is trying to do there. I think on level 1 you actually do have a lead that you can kind of push because you're a lot stronger in that like straight up 2v2. But then you do need to hit your knock-up, and with Dogdom and Kalling close to level 2, they just punish it really, really well. And the downside of a play like this for Mapshi is that now Dogdom has a kill. And there have been better bot lanes that gave Dogdom kills and then had an absolutely atrocious time. And the Afrika bot lane has had a really rough split, right? Like, he's still level 1.
Yeah, I thought Kellen should go in for that one, actually. But I guess they know the timing of Olaf coming down on the bottom side, and they want to play it more carefully. They're just going to go ahead and push this one out. And now with the aggression coming from the Afrika bottom lane, they know this is happening. Oh, the jump is actually going to get interrupted here by Duckdom, so he's not able to time that out, and he does not have his flash, but thankfully Kellen is an actual hero, saving him so hard from certain death with that huge pulverize into the ground, and nobody will die on the side of Nongshim.
I mean, the mental edge is there from Mapshi. You know, he goes in there like, oh, he's going in again. We can maybe punish him here. But a beautiful cancel on the rocket jump means that at the very least, there will be a small edge available now. And yeah, if you hit this knock-up, right, if he hits the punch, then maybe you're fine. Instead, yeah, there's just no way, conceivable way that you win this. The Hail Mary heal. But that interrupt really, really big there. And at least there's some leveraging here, right? And Dread is a player that historically on Afrika has been dead for basically, I think it was 3/4 of every play that happens on the map ever. So it's very fitting that he almost picks up the kill here. Crucially though, it's just kind of pulling it even, right? Like Bang and Mapshi, they get a little bit of breathing room, they get some XP back, but they don't actually get a kill, which would have been really, really big.
Would have been huge, but totally denied, and it was pretty much for just the cleanse, too. I mean, the Duckdown didn't have flash. Kellen flashed as well in the level 1 trade. The Ignite was also used to get the kill, so all they had to use was Duckdom's cleanse, and they get out of dodge there. They become safe. As we're seeing a 5-game winning streak to mid Seraphine right now, so Faker actually having 2 of those wins in their most recent performance, where Faker did come back and had a wonderful performance actually on the Seraphine. So kind of a renaissance of Seraphine mid, if you will.
I've been outspoken about Seraphine. I think she's super broken, so I'm happy to see teams agree and go for it. You kind of want to look for this early dragon, but maybe Afrika feels like they can actually pick up a kill here. I think Dr. McCallan not going to give you that opening, and it seems like Afrika shares that sentiment. And getting the first 2 Drakes here as Afrika is, at this point, just sheer necessity, right? I think that if you go into a mid-game even, I think that comp-wise you'll be fine, but again, Afrika historically hasn't needed that early edge to really get something going later in the game. And I think Nongshim, they're fine giving this first Drake up. We might, get cloudy weather here today. It's still possible, unfortunately. But if it is an Ocean Soul, that's actually something that Afrika can look towards, where they are able to actually leverage some of the power that they have, some of the wombo combo, and make that work. Because coming in here.
Yeah, and actually Peanut, believe he was spotted. We actually had a couple of pings come down, so yes, he has been spotted. So a bit of a failed gank there. There was still no flash onto Mapshi, so I thought they would just try to bully him a little bit more. A little bit of a hazing ritual, welcoming to the LCK. Not that we endorse that, but, definitely could have been an opportunity, as now it's going to be their turn to try to go in. Big pulverize, but Kellen has taken way too much damage, and he will be taken out here. As here comes the Horsey. Level 6 now is Peanut. The Ghost is going to be committed to. He's going in for this one, but actually does pull it back right at the last second. So burns the Ghost, thinking that he could go in, but does not actually do it.
So Ghost for a heal. I think you'll take that trade as Nongshim, but really nice play initially. Their setup from Afrika, just the classic wait in the brush. We do see an attempt at a counter here from Dr. Mancallan, but almost all of the damage goes into Mapsi, who has Aftershock procced, right? So that's not really something that you're ever going to chew through. And yeah, I'm not 100% certain if you needed to heal there, but as Afrika, better safe than sorry. If Dr. picks up another kill, you're very, very sad. And instead, we'll be able to just pick up a straight-up kill. However, due to the laning prowess that we've seen here on the top side, as well as the fact that Peanut has had less to do on the map and has been farming a little bit more, is up a good 7-8 CS. There's still a gold lead here for Nongshim.
Keen's got his team nearby, and Rich knows that, so he pops the World Ender and just runs away. Without vision there. It's a nice little maneuver from Keen. He's not actually looking for the kill, but he actually does get a nice amount of lane control with that play. And Afrika definitely looking pretty good here in the early game. They're still down on gold. Main reason I'm talking about them is because of their recent just victories that they've had in the early game, right? It's been all about the early game for Afrika.
And one thing that we saw Bang there trying to kind of leverage that level 6 spike. If you do your Voice Seeker, then you can maybe go in for something on Doctor. But what we're seeing here from Afrika is I am actually happy with the amount of proactive play that we've seen from Mapshi. Yes, giving up that first blood should never happen. Big mistake, and not something you can generally afford against a Nongshim bot lane. But outside of that, I think he's been great. He's been roaming with Dread now. They get Prior on the Herald. They will be able to pick it up as... Oh, Bang.
Bang is alone here. He doesn't even know where Peanut is. And now he's going to get stunned down. He has to ultimate away from Peanut, but he survives and he keeps his flash. So that's definitely worth it in the end.
Yeah, I think it was okay. I actually thought he was going to have to flash there, but it is not enough lockdown in the variant to keep it bang there. Nice killer instinct, and that will keep him alive. The downside is, though, yes, the Herald gets picked up, but this is something that a lot of people have been very vocal about, where what do you give up for this, right? And in this case, it's Dogdom just free hitting a bot lane turret as Tristana, which Tristana loves that. You know, you throw down your bomb, you hit it a couple of times, and then you just pick up plates. And, you know, this is kind of a Dogdom staple. Generally, it's with Aphelios, but he's like, okay, Tristana can do this as well. It's fine. We can play that instead. And I'm wondering what the gold leads are right now, because I'd imagine like it's a 10 CS lead. Look at that.
Production.
Gorgeous. I mean, we
wow.
We have the best production here, let's be honest. And there we see, like, and this is what we're talking about. Now this means that Afrika actually need to get a first turret blood at the, I mean, I don't want to say at the very least, but just plates are not enough now anymore, because net, it's a negative trade.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a couple of turret plates, and that's 320 gold, and yeah, I mean, it doesn't compare to the amount of gold that Dogdom is up here. It's almost 700 for him.
Exactly.
So it's important you mention it, and it's definitely something that Nongshim have noted here. They also tried to bite off some more. You know, not just Dogdom getting plates and free farm and XP by himself, solo, by the way. They were also invading the jungle. They were getting the red buff, stuff like this. As they're going in for the kill now, Mapshi gets pretty low, but he's able to proc that aftershock, and Dogdom not going to overcommit for the kill, so he'll be just fine.
Really nice knockdown, really nice lockdown there coming out on Mapshi, because he's not able to actually proc the aftershock until he's already taken like 40-50% of his health. However, you don't actually want to go in on the Galio that deep, especially close to the turret. Also don't know where Dread is, so don't want to really risk it. Now they can possibly turn this into a couple of plays on mid, right? Take Pry out, drop Herald, and then go towards the Drake. They won't be doing that though, and I feel like I said, Afrika, not only do you need to find a way to leverage your Herald, kind of make up for the gold that you lost earlier that was funneled into Doctor. Now is his Kraken Slayer already finished this early in the game, but you also need those Drakes.
Yeah. You have to be doing something, right? But now they hesitate on the mid push, and now they've lost all vision in the bottom river. So it's going to be much harder for them to even consider coming in onto this mountain Drake. You can see they're trying to push in slowly here. Dread is trying to lead the charge alongside Mapshi. But now Bang is going to be forced to go down to the bottom side, catch the wave that is coming in. And looks like Nongshim, you know, they're not just going to run at the Drake. They will respect Afrika's position for now. But, and now with the TP coming in, double TP actually. Afrika say, this is our Drake, and we will take it. Gelen is going to have to blow his ultimate early here. Peanut in a really awkward spot. He's real fast, but he is going to have to ultimate away from the cask. So Afrika really committing to this. I mean, they know where their bread is buttered, man. They want to get the Drakes, and that is it. They're going to put down the Rift Heralds here for help with the pressure, and it looks like Nongshim will give this one up.
I mean, in terms of decisiveness, this is looking a lot better, but yet again, Afrika might end up paying for this in a macro sense, and where did they? No, of course, Dread did get a gold. What I'm really hoping here, though, is that we don't see a Cloud so
great job, Chronicler.
I'm sorry.
Good work.
It is the LCK after all. I should have known. I'm really sorry. And this actually like substantially harms you as a Afrika. A Seraphine with Ocean Soul, like that type of composition. Even for Afrika, I've had some issues with like late game or mid game transitions and actually leveraging. They would have been so much stronger. Like, it would have been such an incredible boon. Instead, this is okay. Olaf still likes it, right? I think on Galio it can be nice as well.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but
it's not as good.
A double front line with a Seraphine comp with Ocean Soul, and you're already 2 Drakes up. That's the type of thing you need here, because while Afrika have been making the right plays in terms of dragons, they're still very far behind.
Bay goes for the kill, and he burned his flash. So, he's going to have some help from Peanut, but an easy Ragnarok just gets him dead. I mean, there's nothing that Peanut can do against that on the Hecarim, even if he had his ultimate. Olaf just laughs at you, and Fly is like, yeah, I mean, I was never going to die there. He still has stopwatch.
And Flash! He's just like, what do you think you're doing? That's not happening.
It was just clear understanding of Fly that he was in no danger at all.
And Fly is one of the players that I think on Afrika is generally considered like one of the weaker links, right? We always talk about the top side, about Keen and Dread. And in that regard, it's really nice to see him, honestly, have a really nice bait on bay here, right? Just play it slow, force the Syndra to walk forward up to you, and then the moment that Dread shows up, well, generally when you're playing against Afrika, that's not a good sign. And you know how we have Pioshik and we're like, okay, Pioshik, you can always blind pick Udi. We know you're gonna do one. I feel it's the same way about Dread and his Olaf, and yeah, it's just legitimately the double shield I think that comes through there.
Yeah.
That just keeps Fly alive, and then Dread's like, Pina, you can't misplace me. I'm pretty sure if he hits that axe, he might just go in and try to kill Peanut as well. Peanut can probably counter off, but as a whole, it's still Afrika. They're making the moves, but when it comes to the actual gold, it's still a lead here for Nongshim, and that's not a good sign for Afrika. But I am happy with, outside of like the general macro sense, the individual plays that are being made here from Afrika are looking decently promising. And don't forget, like, this is still a really strong team fight comp.
Yeah, it still is. I mean, they have some pretty insane engage, potentially, with the Galio, Seraphine, and even the Gragas. But Duckdom is getting really out of control now, and the teleport is coming in. Bang in a really awkward spot here. He's going to have to flash away, and he's still in a little bit of trouble. Has Mapshi, though, to help out, as now Peanut's on the run, and everybody on the side of Afrika is in position. Fly's going to have to blow that stopwatch early, though. Duckdom able to flash away and get some room, and in goes the Horsey. As you can take a look at the back line, yes, Olaf is going to get the kill, but look at Nongshim just running front to back here. Duckdom now jumping over the top and taking names here. Mapshi not going to be able to get away from this one, as another kill is going to go in the pockets of that Tristana, who's now 2-0-1.
Yeah, it's an attempt at a punish there from Afrika, and I like the idea behind it, with the teleport coming in there from Rich, and awkward positioning on the side of the Afrika mid-jungle duo means that you can't really leverage the power of that Encore as much as you want, even though I think Fly stays away there for way longer than he honestly should have been able to. What we can see here is this starts off with a really nice attempt from Nongshim to kind of pressure that bot side turret. Peanut goes a little bit too deep here on Bang, but the teleport from Rich means that you still need to respect, right? Rich and Callan are actually a problem, and as long as you don't get on top of Duckdom, going in deep is not really something you can afford as Nongshim. Fly is able to stay alive for a little bit longer here thanks to his Encore, but with him going down, you lose out on so much of the sustain that makes this composition strong in like a longer drawn-out team fight. And yeah, Duckdom is still alive and kicking, something that he has been doing throughout really the entirety of this split. Able to pick up a second kill there on the Tristana.
Yep. The Aatrox's pretty insane in that one. Just they didn't have any kind of burst damage or any damage really to get through him. And now he's got that Gore Drinker. He's got that phase completed, and it's not going to be super easy for him, as Fly now, with the Encore available, is going to just walk away from that danger.
And you pointed it out, the only Grievous wounds available are Keen. He's not going to get ordered by Rich anymore post-laning phase, but Bay...
Really not sure what's going on with him this game, but he's been having some issues. Gets caught out there. He's really struggling to deal with the Olaf, mainly. 3 times in a row now, in fact. So Dread having a bit of fun in this game, as Nongshim now looking for the engage on top of that Olaf, who does not have his Ragnarok anymore. They're going to hand that kill over to Duckdom. Even the shutdown as well. 500 golds into the pocket of Duckdom. And yes, Afrika get another Drake, and they get Soul Point for the Cloud Soul. But man, Nongshim are taking so much on the top side of the map.
And with how fed Duckdom is getting, this is starting to feel like a game where it doesn't matter if Bay dies, like non-ironically. Obviously, he shouldn't have not, be that far forward, and he does not have the greatest game. But we do see in these extended skirmishes that the real problem here is Duckdom. If Duckdom stays alive, you're in trouble. And the fact that Rich has gotten this fed means that you need to find a way as Afrika in any subsequent skirmish to both deal with the Tristana. You might be able to do that maybe, if you Keen hits a barrel and then Bang can dive in, and you can get the Galio on top of it, but then you also need to deal with an Aatrox who's super fed, right? So Nongshim has a lot of problems that need to be solved here. Yeah, this is, not good from Bay, but I also feel like he's just kind of getting left alone by the rest of his team, because Kellen could have kind of protected him there. And here, you see the potential of hard engage that you have available with the Alistair. And honestly, with the Ragnarok, Dread would have been completely fine here, but doesn't have it available. That is the payback that he, or rather the kind of interest you have to pay for that kill that you find earlier on. And now, as you say, normally I'd be inclined to say that Afrika get the edge here because they had Soul Point, but it is a Cloud Soul and it's Afrika. This is not a team that we kind of give credit for their late game team fighting, right? Yeah. Whereas I think compositionally it's still very much possible. The 2.2k gold advantage on Tristana, I don't really know how Afrika is going to consistently deal with that one. It's up to Keen and maybe Mapsheet to make that work here. I don't think Dread's ever getting on top of Dokdam if, you know, both players are at present and at the keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, so nicely there, he can kill Bay, and that's fine. You know, no sure, like, yeah, whatever, okay.
I don't care.
You can kill our Syndra, we really don't care about her, it seems like, in this game. Because it doesn't matter. I mean, the Olaf, yeah, he gets in, he wastes his time killing the Syndra, but the Aatrox and the Tristana are just terrorizing you. Not to mention Alistair and Hecarim, who are perfect for helping create those scenarios. So it's going to be really rough to deal with. I mean, even Bang is down on farm, down on levels and gold. Like, he can't do enough sustained damage by himself in this game.
Interestingly enough, actually, the more I think about it, the more I feel like Afrika, Dokdam notwithstanding, right? Like, Dokdam is kind of a problem in a league of its own. But with the Seraphine and with the fact that you can just stack armor and at least mitigate Dokdam and Rich, I actually think that like your late game team where it's pretty doable because Bay is so far behind is not that strong. That means he does one rotation if he doesn't blow someone up, which with Seraphine honestly should be hard to do. Nongshim might be lacking, you know, some AP damage later in the game. However, that's like me desperately trying to find upsides for Rika, which it's a hard one, Valdez, because I look at Frio Dokdam and I'm just like, I don't think Nongshim is one to give away these kind of leads on the, honestly, like, hardest carrying member. If Peanut isn't playing Nidalee and getting super fed, which, decent Hecarim game, right? But, like, not hard carry potential. But Dokdam and Tristana, man, it's going to be a hard one here, and Bang, you definitely can't get caught.
Yeah. Thankfully, he is Kai'Sa, so...
Yeah.
But again, you know, he has to blow his ult to get away from that one, so... Peanut, it's just his E, right? He's just running at you doing Hecarim things, so... not the greatest feeling in the world as well, and Nongshim say, yeah, I mean, no ultimate on Kai'Sa, sure, let's just blow up the Baron, nothing they can do about it.
I'll have you know, he also used Chem Tank, Valdez, so...
sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, I mean, gotta pay attention there, man.
I'm so sorry. Missed that one. And, yeah, I mean, the damage from Dokdam is just too much here. We're going to have that Baron come down. The taunt only goes onto the Alistair. And look at how much damage Kellen is soaking up here. He is going to die, though. And nobody on the side of Nongshim is able to get on in. That's a lot of damage now from Keen, who's starting up that fight. And now front to back here, there is a potential for Afrika to take these fights. But take a look at Dokdam. He's going to jump away. And now Bay is actually doing something. He's going to unload onto that Gragas. And Dokdam jumps into the back line. Is going to get another jump and another kill in this one, as Rich takes way too long to die, but this time around Dokdam a little bit too low. He is going to get another kill, and he has that range advantage, and Peanut, though, is going to clean up the last kill, and Nongshim, it wasn't pretty, but they got the job done.
So close there from Afrika, but the anti-synergy between that explosive cask and the Anko might have been the thing that actually sealed that team fight, because if Dokdam gets taunted there, which I think might have happened otherwise, that goes completely differently, but instead, he's going to stay alive for the entire... Look at this. I'm pretty sure the taunt would have hit them, because don't forget, that hitbox is really wide, Valdez. But instead, Dokdam stays alive. I love the re-engage attempt here from Afrika, because it feels like Nongshim is on the ropes, and if you can find tempo here, you might also be able to pick up a Drake for yourself. However, instead, Dokdam is able to just consistently kite back. That killer instinct that you so rightly mentioned is not available, meaning that imagine if at any point in this fight, Bang has killer instinct. Dokdam's gone, 100%. It's over immediately, but instead, he's able to kite them out beautifully. And that's why we say if Dokdam gets fed, you're not happy. As any opponent here, as he's cool as a cucumber. Yeah, I'm not. I don't. That's That's just a Friday for me, man.
Yeah, seems very calm as he carries this team quite literally. I mean, the team as a whole is playing quite well as well, but he's got the carry pants on right now, that's for sure. And we'll see if he can continue to do that here as the engage will come in. They're looking for Fly, but he is going to survive the encore. Not able to extend on the Duck Dom again, as Rich is just incredibly tanky. He's got a huge shield now as well. And it doesn't look like Afrika have the damage to do it. They're too far behind. And Rich is even going over the wall here. Maybe a little bit overzealous, but actually, no, he's totally fine.
Bang just does no damage, right? Like, you can see that. You like, normally when in this point in the game, you proper Kaiser passive on someone, it's like, oh boy, but it just doesn't work out. And this is the problem with that last team fight. It isn't just that you lose Baron, it isn't just that you give it the Drake, but you funnel so much more gold into the hands of Nongshim, and now you've kind of gone past that breaking point.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Bay's definitely dead.
Not again. Dread doesn't even have Ragnarok this time, but it's to be okay. They're actually going to try to hand this over to Bang. You were talking about damage.
Okay.
Well, they hand it over to the Kaisa, who does have 5 kills. So if they, if you're an Afrika fan hoping right now, that's your one out, I suppose.
I mean, it's not a great out, but it is indeed an out. And here we see, unfortunately, an encore that hits absolutely no one. This cast from Keen is really nice because it means Bay and Callan aren't actually in the fight, which keeps this somewhat salvageable. Fly, however, in the middle of things, that's not really something that you can get away with at this point in time. And this is actually a really big kill. And this is why I love this sidestep here from Dread, who's like, he knows, not if he has Ragnarok, he just runs to the top of you, right? But he's like, no. I gotta make sure that I don't get hit by any rogue scatters or something of the sorts. And hopefully this is going to get Bang to a breakpoint where he can actually start harming these beefy frontliners on the side of Nongshim, because I think the problem for Afrika right now is that we haven't really talked about this yet, but you do actually have like a decently low damage composition, right? Like you have some AP damage, but it's not a lot, especially not against champions like Aatrox, who by their nature are really good against AP carries that don't bring an insane amount of burst, like the Seraphine just won't. So what you need then is to kind of like 100 to 0 them in an encore, but then the encores have not really been hitting, also partially due to Nongshim's not positioning, unfortunately also partially due to Keen. So what you're looking here for as Afrika is just getting your Chemtech Putrefier. Fly really needs that, for starters. Getting your Infinity Edge finished on Bang, and then maybe Lord Dominic's as well. I don't even know if just Infinity Edge will be enough. And you hear how much like qualifications I'm putting up here for Nongshim.
Yeah, I can tell.
And that says enough, right? Like how demanding of a lead Nongshim is in it. And honestly, the problems with Afrika that we talked about earlier, they do kind of come to fruition in this game, right? Where you like, it feels like they should have been able to do more and get more done, but really wasn't the case. And I don't know how you're going to get on top of Duck Dom. That's just, that man has been playing really, really well, even in matches that they lose. And now he's a Fat Tristana, which has Guardian Angel finished as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's really great. I mean, you have a bunch of players, or rather champions, in your lineup that are going to be really good in long, sustained team fights, especially the Aatrox. So you die once, even if they burst you down, the Aatrox is just going to be terrorizing them the whole time. He can create space alongside of Alistair and Hecarim, and you just respawn and you have a second chance. It's not like those team fights where you just get the Guardian Angel and then you die twice, and it's like, well, why did they even build this item? So kind of like the purchase here for Duck Dom.
Some key item spikes being finished though. Fly has the Chemtech Putrefier and Bang has Infinity Edge. I don't know if they're going to be in time though.
There's a lot of damage onto this Baron already, as you can see, but the follow-up engage is going to come in. Keen is incredibly tanky right now, and that is going to be a huge cast, but where is the follow-up from Afrika? Bang is going to get onto that backline, and they kill Duck Dom. They got him once. Can they get him again is the question. Doesn't look like the answer is yes. It's the knock-up onto Bang, but he's still alive. He's still front to backing. He flashes in, and he gets the kill. Bang might just carry this one, as the stun is going to come in onto him, but it looks like Afrika are already in a great spot, but Bang finally does go down. as all the AD carries have died in this fight. We'll see if Rich can actually frontline now for the team. Nice stun comes in, but Mapshi very tanky at this point in time. They're going to eventually take him out, but still a very close one. Still going in for this one is Nongshim. They're going to get that root onto Fly, and down he will go. And one by one, the dominoes fall as Pino's just running into the base now. Rich is going to teleport and try to end this game.
If the gold lead is not so significant, maybe this is the fight that Afrika needs. This is the fight where they're able to turn it around, but Nongshim, deservedly so, the better hand of the early game macro, the better hand of the early laning phase, and that will lead to a situation where Afrika unfortunately is going to drop in his first game.
Yeah, that's going to do it for this first one. They're trying to actually kill the members though, but Rich, can they stun Rich? Can they stop him? It looks like they can! They're gonna stop the ends. The game is not over. Turn the lights back off. We still got some League of Legends to play. And Duckdom, he's gonna kill the Cloud Drake, but you know, with the inhibitor spawning here again, Nongshim can't descend the game.
And Fly, they can go for Baron here, right? Like Fly can teleport in. As long as Bang's there, they have enough damage. Oh boy, they're going to be looking for the back door. They know.
And Duckdom can do some ridiculous damage here, but he is spotted.
Oh no.
Fly is going to spot him here. Can Keen and Fly actually stop him is the question. Duckdom is pretty ridiculous right now, and you can tell he's feeling it. The cast comes in, they gotta get the backs in. Look at how low that Nexus is, but the charm comes in, and they're gonna kill Duckdom. He's still dead. Once again, and the Nexus will survive again.
Got Baron.
The ruse does not pay off.
They didn't get bamboozled. They're still alive.
What is going on?
This is the playoff dream being kept alive here by Afrika, and honestly, I'm kind of perplexed that this went so well. The combination of Anko combined with the killer instinct there from Bang is really big. Also want to focus on the play that Mapshi finds here a little bit, because look, Duckdom and Bay think they can get away with the flash taunt, even though it gets a Buster shot it away, still does more than enough. And the unfortunate reality is, if Afrika played this a little bit cleaner, if Dread and Fly just stay near Bang here, and maybe keep Peanut away, this looks completely differently. Instead, we got the Fiesta that we were just treated to. They're still in the game, because at this point you don't have to sustain damage to get through a full tank hacker in and Rich's Aatrox, right? Like, it's not going to happen. Oh my god.
Yeah, you want to break this one down? I mean, it's so close, right? The cask is really nice. All of the CC is great, and you can see that Bay, everybody's hitting the Nexus. They're trying their best, but just the respawns come in, and Afrika are able to stop it.
The most heartbreaking thing about this is I still think Afrika is like, they can't leave their base ever, because if Tristana comes in, you're just immediately going to get demolished. A nice CC chain there, and you know, as Duckdom, you need to jump in, because if you don't jump in and try and go for a Hail Mary, like it's not going to work out either.
Yeah.
However, the gold lead, Valdez, now kind of negligible. Afrika Freaks are holding on, question mark? I guess it's still in the game. They have Baron buff, like they can just turtle now.
Yeah, you know, they can sit back. Right, they weren't able to pick up that Cloud Soul, which would have been nice, but as you mentioned, they can't leave the base, so...
Listen.
See what they can do here.
We gave Bang, you know, he's received, I think, a fair bit of criticism. But this Kai'Sa game, like this is the game you have to kind of make us forget about that, because misposition left and right, sure, but outside of that, I feel like he is the main thing that's keeping Afrika like afloat right now, combined with some very enthusiastic encores coming out. However, now the question is, what do you do as Afrika?
Yeah.
Because you can't actually leave your base.
Where do you go from here?
Well, yeah, that's a big problem, Valdez, because you are not in the situation where you can just go for like a Hail Mary engage, because you do have the hard engage, right? Gregors can easily get on top of someone if he finds a TP flank, but you don't have any wards because you can't leave your base. Again, we're going to get back to that a lot, because that's a pretty big problem in League when you are not able to leave because your Nexus is... well, at this point, you know, a firm breeze would blow that whole building down. So then what do you do? And the problem is, with the front line that Nongshim have, the hard engage that they have available, combined with the fact that Duckdom is a very safe AD carry, because the Tristana has Cleanse, has Flash, and has Rocket Jump, right? This is not an Aphelios
GA.
Or a Jinx. Yeah, I mean, thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know, This is a rough one, and I think as a Freaka, your only hope is yet again to hope that Nongshim kind of runs in. The one upside though, Nongshim won't get Soul, so I guess you can just turtle for a little bit longer. And then still have the same problem like in 5 minutes, but then, you know, maybe within the next 5 minutes, future you has a solution for that. I think that's the line here as a Freaka.
Yeah, I think as Nongshim, you just gotta take the objectives and not run into the face right now. Because if you go in and you try to force a 5v5 right now, or you try to go for the Hail Mary again and you get wiped, you just lose the game. Like, we're getting really late in the game now, to the point where Nongshim can't take that chance, right? They're still in the lead here. Even though Afrika is trying to mount this insane comeback, Nongshim still have kind of the game in their control because of, again, what you mentioned, Afrika can't leave the base. So Nongshim can just sit back, try to take the Cloud Drake, try to take the Baron and slowly push in. I think that would be their best bet right now.
Oh.
You can see Peanut, he's thinking about it.
Oh man, I want to see if he goes in. I want to see the Peanut cam. I want to see him giggle.
Here he goes.
Oh, he's spotted though.
Da-da-da, here comes the horsey. He's coming in. We got teleport now from Keen. And now a teleport from the side of Nongshim. We're just trying to auto down the Nexus as we have double teleport coming in. But look at all the CC. This is not going the way that Nongshim would have hoped, as we got a couple of autos onto the Nexus, and that was about it. Rich is ridiculous, though. How is he 1v4ing right now on the Aatrox? He's finally going to go down, but I think the damage is done here. Let's see if Duckdom now can 1v3 alongside
the
inhibitor. The inhibitor respawns, and they can't take the Nexus.
Oh my god, this game, fellas! Like we were hoping this. I was hoping this was going to be exciting, right? Because this is a key game for playoffs. Neither team can afford to lose this. Oh yeah, Duckdom has that though.
Yeah, he's.
Oh my god.
Cloud Drake is not takeable here by Afrika.
I think no. Again, another operation.
They didn't do enough damage to the Nexus though.
The highest, like I don't know, like how many? This is the third time. Oh yeah, they back off.
Keep in mind
plans are not there.
Both teleports were used in that play now, so we got another 5 minutes, 4 minutes until those come up here again.
Oh my god, this game.
Look at how little damage the Nexus takes here.
Yeah, this is actually legitimately one of the issues that you have with the tank Hecarim, right? Like in this specific scenario, I guess it's even though generally it's really good, Peanut and Rich kind of keep the dream alive here. They will be able to pick up Fly, who, you know, he's playing very comfortable throughout the entirety of this game. But Bang, thank God, has a G8. And then I thought that, I think if we don't see that inhibitor respawn there, what I think happens is that Afrika needs to back, because otherwise like one crit from Duckdom kills you.
Yeah.
And then I actually think Nongshim have a window to end, because do not mistake, every single attempt we've seen thus far is with Duckdom not hitting the Nexus. If Duckdom hits the Nexus, like, it's gone. It's not a Syndra, it's not a tank Hecarim, like it's just straight up gone. And Afrika holding on for dear life.
Yeah, they're holding on, and you know, Nongshim didn't have to do that crazy play, right? If the fight went slightly differently and Rich just gets burst down and then Hecarim follows up, you might just lose the game, right?
Oh no, oh no.
I don't know what he's doing out here. He does have the flash though. He's taking way too much damage and he's just gonna die. That Encore desperate. And that's not what you're looking for. You're up against Baron now. And I think Nongshim can just push in and try to end this one.
That can't be it. Oh no.
Oh, they're going to try to find Duckdom, but he gets that one, as now Bang able to get onto the back line, and the 80 carry war will be won by Duckdom, who is going to go down to his GA, but the damage is already done, as Fly will now die, and it looks like Nongshim have finally done it. There are no minions here, but it doesn't matter. They have the damage to get the job done, and man, it was close. Really came down to the wire there, but in 38 minutes, Nongshim